Why have you
Do
got
it.
a unicorn?
Why not?
Yeah, it's your girlfriends.
We need subjects.
So the first topic is Carl's unicorn.
Yeah, Kyle.
Beautiful, lovely unicorn. I've named him Mr. Fluffy Marshmallows. He's been with us for now 2 years. And he's loving life.
I was going to wear my Mario shirt because I thought you boys would appreciate it. Then I decided against it.
Ah, why?
I'll do a quick wardrobe change. I'll go with the Mario shirt.
Yeah, underwear.
Put on some pants, bro.
Definitely naked right now. Don't get excited.
Jesse.
There you go. Look at this. Look at this. Mario on my pocket.
Nice.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
I've never actually worn this. It's like brand new. I've never thought there's a suitable time to wear a shirt with Mario on it.
Now it is.
Everybody's in red.
Except you. Jesse's repping arena look. He's doing this. Oh.
Karma loves it.
Everybody loves it.
Red is the color of champions.
I'm just wearing purple, but close enough.
It looks red enough. It looks almost like a burgundy.
I got this one from my sugar daddy.
Is that the Stellies?
Yeah, Jesse bought it for me.
Why did Jesse buy you a shirt?
Because
Maarten didn't have any money.
Yeah, I was broke ass. Now, my credit card got blocked because someone stole it, my info.
Oh.
So I couldn't pay with it. And then Jesse paid everything for me through the whole training camp. So
Where is this?
But he paid
my
it
sugar
back,
daddy.
so.
In South Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from Stellies.
Stellies.
Oh, it's repping. He's got that sort of creepy old man look with the beard, hasn't he? I could believe him sort of luring young innocent men like Maarten and buying them stuff.
Yeah, you actually look a little bit like T-Bag from Prison Break.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now you've said that, I can't unsee it. So, what should we talk about first? I guess appropriate would be lifting. You boys all like to lift. We've got some powerful guys here. Let's talk about gym a little bit. I know Jesse's a big fan of being in the gym. Likes lifting some heavy weights. Carl was one of the biggest guys I've ever met, so I'm sure he can lift some heavy weights. Maarten, he's a big boy. Yeah.
Maarten has the biggest squats you have ever seen.
True.
I think so much of lifting and being in the gym and physique is completely irrelevant to what you can actually like squat or bench. It's just purely down to genetics. Like even when I can squat my biggest, my quads still look like chicken legs. Like completely doesn't matter. So
I probably need to do more reps after it though. The heavy work and the light hypertrophy work.
yeah, I try not to do any hypertrophy work, so I don't actually want to get bigger.
Oh, yeah, but that's why you have skinny legs then.
I can complain about it and know the reason for it. It's just
okay.
I'm just not gonna do anything about it. It's gonna stick to the chicken legs.
yeah. Well, the bigger my legs are, the more tired they'll get towards the end of a race. So like I've got to try and.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have really strong legs than small legs because it'll make you swim faster, I guess. The bigger your legs are, the more drag you'll get.
Yeah, exactly. So skinny legs is the way forward. Maybe that's where you're going wrong, Martin. You've got two big quads.
We're all going wrong.
I'm not that strong though.
They're just big.
Yeah, they're just big.
How much is down to just like lucky genetics in terms of like how you look or how heavy you can lift?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I also think how much you can lift. I mean, we're all swimmers, so we're lifting for swimming. And I mean, you guys probably are all much better lifters than me, but I'm probably a faster kicker than you. So it doesn't translate like straight away. So
no, absolutely.
Like,
I think I spoke to Jesse about that before, just saying like, doesn't matter how strong my legs are in the gym or doing like squats, leg press or anything, my kick doesn't get any faster whatsoever. My kick is useless. So
No.
It's completely untransferable.
Yeah, the only way your kick's gonna get better is in the water. I've also been squatting then and doing leg work for the past I don't know how many years, and then I'm quite a bit stronger than Maarten. Though Maarten blows me away in a 50 kick max.
Helps
So
for your start and turns, but not for your kicking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think especially if you do some more single leg functional stuff in the gym, it can definitely be transferable to start and off the walls.
I think mobility is also a big factor in kicking. Like I got pretty flexible ankles, so I can push away the water more towards my backwards instead of downwards.
Mhm.
I think that might be even a bigger factor than how strong, like how much you can squat.
Yeah.
I think it's more for starts and turns. That's why we do like conditioning, strength training. I mean, we could all be a lot more stronger if we just focus on strength training, but we do strength training for swimming.
So
So maybe
kicking is
like
also
right
more
now-
about technique.
Yeah, and like right now in this period, because of the Corona crisis, we swim a lot less. And I hope to do at least as much gym stuff in these weeks. So maybe these weeks I can finally get a little bit stronger,
Absolutely.
I guess. Hopefully.
What can you do for a 50 kick then, Martin?
My best is 29.4.
Long course.
Yeah.
That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd.
I think like I've done that like a couple of years ago, but last month on training camp, I went 105 for 100 kick, which is, I think, better than my 50.
Ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but then I'm just really bad at pulling. Like for 25 kick, I can go faster than 25 pull. So
No way.
I mean,
I
I'd rather
do not believe that.
It's true.
It is, really. It's true. Cal saw it many times.
I was there.
Who done?
I don't know. It's just, I think whether I swim, I've always done swimming a lot on my legs, and it has always compensated for me not being that good at pulling. So I think I don't know. I don't know how these guys can pull that quick. That's a big question for me.
Power.
Oh, look at this show off. What?
Yeah.
The big boys down the bottom. What I find quite fascinating is how transferable do you think kicking with a board is to swimming freestyle and kicking when swimming freestyle? So being with a board, head elevated. I know you guys use snorkels quite a bit, but like your hips are much more stationary. There's no rotation. Body position slightly different. So do you think being good with a board is perfectly transferable to kicking freestyle in a race?
Not perfect.
I don't think so. I think if you train, like the way to train your kick is definitely with a board. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the better you get at it, the better you'll be at kicking at swimming. But I don't think you necessarily are a really good swimmer. Like, how do I say this? I mean, I don't think my kick is as powerful in my swimming as it is as a solo kick.
Yeah, much more concentrated when you're using a kickboard. That you then very much get it out of completely with the kick, because when you're swimming, you also work with the rotation, with the different body position. I think that works a lot better with swimming than when you're kicking.
And your kick also has to adjust to your stroke rate with your pull. And when you can just kick with a board, you can just go all out and go much quicker. Because when I swim every 2 strokes, I do 6 kicks. If I wanna get higher, I need to move faster with my arms, but then my technique goes bad. So yeah, you can't go really all out. I think I've never measured it, but I think if I do like a 50 or 100 kick all out, my stroke rate would be much higher than when I do sprint swimming.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think the same. I think that if you really want to train a kick, then the best way is probably without a board. And I know we did like few weeks we had an exercise where we did like 35 kick on about 80%, and then the last 15 stroke, so with the pull and the arm cycles in, and then keeping the same leg tempo. I thought that was a great exercise to kind of like get that kick work into the stroke.
Yeah,
it's much more specific.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's kind of the best thing to do is kind of like get as specific as possible with swimming.
Moving on from sort of like specific or talking about specificity. Can't speak, for God's sake. Talking about specificity. I think I'm saying it half right. In swimming.
Well, it's your language.
You're the most English guy here.
That is very true. I should really be a good host and speak Dutch for you guys, but I have zero Dutch in my vocabulary, so unfortunately you have to.
Kite.
We can teach you some funny stuff though.
I don't think that's appropriate for this channel, Kids Watch.
No.
I've seen.
No, teaching.
Yeah, talking about specificity, what would you say is the best things you do in the gym in terms of improving performance in the pool, or maybe an exercise that when you added it into your program, you really felt gains would be made in your competition in swimming? Be it something that was transferable to start, swimming itself, turns, underwater kick, something that made a big difference, big impact.
I don't think anything in the gym is really specific to swimming.
Okay.
It just improving your potential in the water. So like if I'm squatting 20 kilos more, or if I'm jumping 3 centimeters higher, it doesn't mean I'm jumping further with my start or I'm pushing harder off the wall. I still have to learn how to use it in the water.
Yep.
And also that takes a lot of time too. So I feel like everything we do in the gym is improving our potential in the water. But we have to tap in that potential when we're training in the water.
That makes sense.
So for me, it's not specific.
Some wise words.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something like, some muscles you use those more in the water. Like for a freestyle pool, you use your lats a lot. So then, like most of our gym sessions are focused on improving your potential, just like how Jesse said, for those specific muscles. So like I don't do bicep curls because you don't use your biceps a lot. We don't really do bench press as much because that also doesn't like really translate, but we do more chin-ups or pullovers because those exercises really train the muscles you use the most in the water. Yeah. So like bicep like bicep curls, like that's not specific, so we don't do those. We just like train the muscles you use the most in the water.
Are you sure Jesse's not doing bicep curls? Are you sure?
He looks like he does.
No. Last time I did those, it was 6 years ago or something.
Also, no, I love that. Like when we get into like a more specific period, like heading towards competition, that we're also doing more jump work. So split step jumps, box jumps, add a little weight onto that, kind of get that explosive work in. I love that heading into a competition. I kind of think it might not translate completely to like a start or a turn, but just that power work that I think works very well heading into competition.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool to say that whenever we train at certain speeds. So we have it's a little box. It's called Gym Aware, and it has a little rope connected to your barbell. And then whenever you do your reps, there's an iPad connected. You can see at what speed you train. So we train at a certain goal speed, and then the objective is to do as much weight, but still make the repetition on the certain speed. So whenever we do heavy squats, like there's been some science about it that lower than 0.3 meters a second average, that's like your failure speed. So if you go below that, you probably won't get the barbell up anymore. But if we train heavy, we would go like, make sure you get 0.35 on the last rep and then do as much weight as possible. But then whenever we get to the more explosive phases, we would go to like 1.2 meters a second. So that's like a lot quicker. So you can do less weight with that because you need to get a higher speed, and then you get more into the power phase or the explosive phase.
Yeah, and I remember watching you guys do that. I thought that was really cool and a great way of approaching what you do. So something else that I think is appropriate to talking about what we do on land, and something I know that Jesse's played with a little bit in the past, but is before racing or at meets, what you do for warm up. And I know that you had a few competitions where you wasn't even getting in the pool before you raced, which I guess is something that you can do a little bit more easily with a 50 freestyle than maybe a 400 freestyle for Maarten. But how did you find that worked, and what sort of activation stuff did you do on land that made that possible?
Just to be honest, I really don't care about warming up in the water or on the land. I just eventually right before the race I feel the same. So yeah, for me it's way easier to not jump in the water because I've just got grab a little space, grab a mat, and then just do my stuff. And the stuff I do is just starting easy, starting with some ability work I need, and then cranking up the intensity towards the race. So starting really easy, and then warming up my body, and then doing some explosive work, putting on my suit, doing some last explosive stuff, and then go race.
Is that something you're still doing now, or will be again?
That's what I'm doing right now. It's like an hour and a half before race, I start my routine.
Yep.
And then 20 minutes before the race, I'm done.
And you do that for 100 even when you do go the longer distance?
Yeah. For 100, the last 25 really killed me if I'm not swimming during the warm up. But I'm getting used to it right now, so it's way better. But the first time I did it, I just completely died. Oh man, I don't know what it is, but using the warm up without swimming, after the race, I just feel more tired than with a swimming warm up. I don't know why. Like during the race, I don't feel anything about it, but after the race, I'm just completely drained.
And then without warm up, so without getting into the water, then you're better after the race.
No, with swimming. Yeah.
So why would you not then, like, by the 100 keep swimming? Like, go swim before the race, during the warm up?
Because I don't care about the thing after the race.
Okay. So what happens in the race?
Yeah, what happens afterwards, I don't.
But basically, if you ever see Jesse after a race, don't give him any sympathy because he deserves to feel crap. Like it's completely on him that he's on the floor, like just dying. You know, that was his choice.
You're joking about this right now, but I've seen him like that many times.
Yeah.
He just goes crazy after a race.
Rough.
Especially after 100.
I've seen you with a bucket like many times. Classic Jesse.
Seen that before as well. Good times, Jesse. Good times.
Yeah.
Are you sick in training a lot, or just after races?
When I was younger, more. Now, last time I puked was a couple of months ago. Oh no, yeah, it was in December. Yeah. But when I was like 19, 20, 21, I just puked every other day at training.
What a waste.
Did that happen because the sets were like a lot harder when you were like 19, 20? Or is your body just more used to it now?
I didn't do as much aerobic stuff back then and just go all out all the time. And eventually I just was so f***ed up that I just had to puke. Take a 5-minute break and do it again.
I feel like that's more a sprinter thing because like I used to do 1500s and now I'm down to 200 meters, but so I'm more of an aerobic guy, so I'm not really explosive and a sprinter, but I feel like sprinters can deliver so much power and energy in just 10 or 20 seconds. Like I never die if I do a 50. I could do plenty more after that, but Jesse can't relate to that because he has so much power in 20 seconds, but like I know more sprinters who can puke after a 50, and that's just crazy.
Yeah.
So have you never puked in training, Maarten? Surely you have.
Yeah, I did, but not in that kind of sets. Like when I do sprint sets, I don't really get tired, but I remember doing like 6 400s with a lot of fast stuff and then Finn's pedals at the end. Like I remember puking in between, but I think that's a swimmer thing. Like probably everyone has puked because training was so hard. Like I don't want to do it, but like, yeah, it happens sometimes, but not that much for me.
Yeah.
Especially not doing sprint sets.
I honestly can't remember the last time I puked in training.
Yeah, that's
for real?
Because you don't train that hard.
Training's not too easy. You need to train. Let's go race. Bring it. Meet me outside. How about that?
Yeah. Can't wait to train again with you.
Seal pukes first. Make it a competition. First training Gatorade challenge. Let's go.
Oh, I'd love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. That was the most ridiculous thing ever. Like,
Have you ever done it?
No, I've never done it. I was talking about doing it. I think when I'm back in the UK and I'm back with my mates, we'll find a pool and we'll do it. But I hate I think I'll make 2 100s. I think second 100 I'll be sick.
What's the challenge? Like you chuck one bottle and then you do 100 all out, and then you chuck one more.
Yeah.
And then you go again. Oh.
Yeah, and the start is like 5 minutes or so.
Why would you do it? You're gonna puke.
I asked Brett Hawke, like, I remember I actually asked him about why he done it, and he said, like, we literally just felt like we wanted to do something stupid. Like, because I said, please tell me there wasn't some, like, scientific reason for it, and you was like, this is the new training method. He was like, no, we was just like, let's do something really stupid today, and that was the complete consensus behind it. But
now it's a phenomenon. Now everybody knows the Gatorade challenge.
I remember the first time I watched it and just thinking, like, I think it was just so cool as well, because at the time it was like the fastest guys in the world doing it. Like Cielo Filo done it, and like it was the fastest guys all just being sick, like bright orange and blue.
Boys will be boys.
Have you guys ever done anything that sort of like crazy stuff in training, or like any ridiculous training memories?
I wouldn't say training, but like when Carl and me were, I think 18 and 19, we did a competition in between Christmas and New Year's, and it was like at our best friend's place, and it was a 3-day competition, and we would be going out every night before the races, and then be really hungover the next morning. And then Carl and Laurent, that's his name, the other guy, they actually broke age group national records in the finals, which is pretty crazy. But we were young and in our holidays then, so like it was just the same at your holiday when you would go out at night. But then we just did a competition after, because we love swimming and it's fun, and it made it extra fun. We had some great memories there.
Yeah, but I think that's the craziest when it comes to like training wise. I think that'd also be like the craziest. Well, I remember one time when I was like 16, we were on training camp, and my coach, she was back home, and she wrote a training for me, and she put it down as 4 times 200 fly kick. So she forgot to put down the kick part. So I ended up doing
I remember.
Full stroke. On like the very last training, it was like Friday evening, we were going to fly back Saturday morning. So she wanted to just keep it as a nice, relaxed last training. And I remember like dying from doing 4 200s fly.
That can't have been pretty. That can't have been pretty.
Nah, I stopped doing fly after that.
Oh, for good.
Pretty much. I don't do fly.
Traumatized.
Traumatized. Bad times. It was fun. That's kind of the thing that I didn't remember, like training wise.
Yeah, well, I think he was asking like something stupid, Gatorade challenge kind of thing. For me, the competition really stood out, but otherwise, I'm actually pretty serious. Like I've been doing swimming really serious since I was like 14 or 15, so I didn't do a lot stupid stuff, just a swim meet.
I get out swim every so often, but that also barely ever happens.
What about you, Jesse?
He's got to have some stories.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious
not doing
now.
the stupid stuff. I'm just like you, Maarten, just training seriously, puking once in a while, and that's it.
And you, Sonny?
I'm
sure you got a good story.
Like, I remember like when I was 16 once, we was training in a different pool, and me and my mates had like one of the older girls in the club's 8th birthday, and like it finished at like 12 o'clock, and then we went back to my mate's girlfriend who was having a party. So then that finished at like 2:30. Then we went back to my mates, and we kept drinking. So I remember like my mate's dad coming downstairs, and there was 6 of us boys all in the front room. He was like, "Right, we're going training now." And we thought he was joking. Like, we was like, "No, we're having the morning off." He's like, "No, you're going training." So like we've all turned up in the pool. Like we're not hungover. We're like still very much on it. And our coach didn't take any crap whatsoever. So we're thinking this is not going to be good. And he looked at us and he just smiled and went, "You have a curry and a beer last night, boys?" And we all just looked at each other and was like, "Yeah, something like that." And we all got in. And like, I mean, there was like 12-year-old girls leading us out. And like halfway through the session, like two of us had just like looked at him and was like, we have to go to the toilet. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Again, like this is something he'd never do. He'd never let us get out of training. And I just remember the world just spinning around. It happened once, and he didn't moan. Like he didn't moan a single time. And I can't believe we got away with it. But it must have been so obvious. But yeah, it was like half an hour before we swam. One of my mates was passed out, like with beer bottles, like round his silhouette, and like he was training 40 minutes later. It was horrible.
Was it a good session?
Like, as in,
I don't remember.
It was like fast 50s. We was going like pace 50s, but there was no. One of my mates was like 17 at the time, and he was like national silver medalist for 400 free, and he was literally like going 34s, like just like unable to do anything. And the coach went to him like, "Is that the best you've got?" And he was just like, "That's the best I've got."
Can't do anymore.
Yeah, that's the sickest I've felt in training. I will just clarify, I don't condone drinking and training or drinking at all. I don't drink at all, like, or very seldom drink anyway. Like, I only drink in off season. I don't know what you boys are like. I'm guessing.
Me too.
Pretty serious.
I just don't drink for like 4 months until I have my taper meet, and then usually afterwards, like gather with some friends and then have some drinks. But then once we get back into training, I don't really drink at all. No. Because just like I said, I'm pretty serious about swimming.
Far too serious. And then every time we drink, we always then promise each other, like, we're never drinking again. It was a bad idea. Never do it again.
I never said that.
We're all drinking again. And then we make the same promise. And that's the yearly routine.
So again, like we've talked about lifting and going to the gym, but what about like supplements and stuff like that? I know a lot of people asked when I asked for topics, people were curious about supplements and stuff like that. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on nutrition? Anything? Any myths you think are a load of rubbish, or anything you think people really should try?
Well, eat healthy. Like that's probably the basics. Like try to eat how everyone should eat. So just get rid of the sugars, or like eat your vegetables. And like I'm no saint in that, because I train a lot, so I burn a lot, and then I eat a lot. And if I always eat healthy, because I eat so much, it would be pretty hard. So I try to have a pretty solid base and just eat healthy. And then on top of that, I use some supplements, but I believe they would only work if you start to eat healthy. Like if you eat rubbish and then you also start taking, I don't know the English word, is it creatine? Creatine or something? Creatine, all right. But if you don't eat like enough proteins or vegetables, it's probably not going to work. So start with eating healthy, I guess, and then make a plan with your nutritionist.
You got to eat healthy and do the work. I don't think that supplements are going to like make the big difference. It's like that, maybe that 1%. But if you're training rubbish and then taking loads of creatine and baking powder or whatever, that's not going to make you swim fast, or whatever sport you're doing, that's not going to make the difference. You've got to put in the hours, put in the hard work, and use the supplements to get that 1% of extra rest, of that 1% carrying on the race longer. And then again, eat healthy. It's not going to help if you're taking creatine, taking protein shakes, and then going to bed, and before that, eating a whole cake. Yeah.
As much as we'd like to.
Yeah, we've all been there. Don't lie. We've all been there, but it didn't help.
But it should be fun too. Like the nutrition, you have to eat healthy and stuff, but you also like a cake once in a while, or adding some extra sauce to your dishes. You have to have fun too. It's not like rice, broccoli and chicken every day with no sauce. It's just, it must taste good too, right? Or you're not gonna stick a whole year to a strict diet plan.
Yeah, especially what Maarten says, as swimmers, you burn a lot. So you do work a lot off. And I think that's a lot for swimming is also mental. And I know for me, I get a lot of mental rest from what I eat, and that I can really like just relax with a good meal. Nothing then pick out.
What's your favorite meal?
Dude, if I have to choose, pizza's the way to go. I'm a pizza man.
What are we
Pizza,
talking
sushi.
about? Fast food pizza or like Italian well-made pizza?
I prefer the Italian well-made, but I go often enough within the fast food pizza just because they're like down the road here.
Domino's.
But Italian thin-based pizza, that's the way to go. But again, swimmer, got to do it all and little bits, not every day, unfortunately. But if I could only live off one meal for the rest of my life, it probably would be pizza.
I can agree. I wouldn't mind.
The pizza boys. No, I think what you said is right, and I think a lot of people look at supplements or ask about supplements because they want to find easier options to achieve what they're not doing in the pool and not doing with basic diet requirements and stuff like that. What about, you mentioned baking powder? Have you tried like bicarbonate soda on it and stuff before races? Have you played around with that?
Yeah, I played around with it last year and I wasn't too big a fan of it. So we got like little baking, we got like bicarbonate like pills, but we had to take a lot of the pills because I'm a pretty big guy. So I had to take quite a lot of pills and it just didn't feel very well ethically to be taking this much pills before a race. And also it was messing with my stomach. And during the race, I didn't actually feel that I was getting like a lot out of it. Mm-hmm. So I kind of veered away from that. So I'm not doing it anymore. So again, tried it, didn't enjoy it, and back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I've not tried it myself. I've heard good things, but I've heard you've got to be careful with your stomach and not overcooking it. And like,
yeah, one tip: eat a pretty good meal beforehand.
Yeah, you
Otherwise,
should. And
mess
also,
up your stomach.
I think if you drink, for example, orange juice or something, I don't know the English word, so I'll ask Carl. Zuur en baas.
Yeah, acidic and basic, I think.
Something acidic, yeah.
Yeah.
Acidic.
Okay, acidic. So like you got a pH number.
Yeah.
And like the lower it is, it's really like orange juice, and then you take the baking powder, and that's the opposite way. So then it'll start a war in your stomach. So you should be careful with what you eat. Like I drank orange juice once, and it didn't go well because I didn't know it. But then like I still use the baking powder stuff because I think the science says it's for performances between 1 and 6 minutes. So for me, a 200-meter swimmer, it's like I'm right in that range. So, and I don't have any issues with it unless I drank orange juice. But yeah, just be careful what you eat and have a good meal before. So I take it like part of it 3 hours before a race, and that's when I have my last meal, like oatmeals. And then I take it like 1.5 hours before my race with a banana. Yep. So my stomach can handle it. But I don't have any issues when taking it.
And drink a lot of water. I remember that when I took it, I had to drink a lot of water.
Yeah, what about other stuff? Have you tried like beetroot juice or pre-workout or caffeine or anything like that?
Caffeine.
I tried beetroot juice last year for December. I didn't swim really well at the end of the competition. Like at our taper meet in December, swam pretty badly. But I'm not going to say that came due to the beetroot juice. I'm still kind of like testing it. But I used it once. I didn't have any problems with it. A lot of people say that's horrible to drink, but I didn't hate it. It's not like I loved it, but it was okay to drink. It's very like high concentrated. Yeah, first tested it out in training first. So anything we do is also through a dietitian. And same with the bicarbonate. We all tested it out first during training. And only when we thought, hey, yeah, we can try it in a competition, only then do we start trying it in a competition. But I didn't mind it too bad. And for the rest, caffeine before a race. So about an hour before the race, taking caffeine according to body weight. And then just the basic supplements, vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, that type of thing. But nothing crazy. And then after competition, protein shakes or gym.
Yeah, I like beetroot. I found it to be really effective, or I've swum really well, like having used it. So I guess you put them things and you connect the dots. or whatnot. But what I think a lot of people miss is like, so beetroot juice enhances performance because it has nitrate inside it, which basically it helps open up your blood vessels and your oxygen consumption is better. But if you take it hand in hand with caffeine, which is the other most popular thing people take before races, the caffeine literally negates the effects of nitrate or beetroot. So if you take caffeine and beetroot juice together, you will get the caffeine effect, but not the beetroot juice effect. So if you want to take beetroot juice, you pretty much have to sacrifice caffeine. Is my understanding of it anyway. So
okay.
if you took it with caffeine, you probably wouldn't have got the desired effects.
We'll try that next time. Lose the caffeine.
So again, I think for someone like me or Jesse who sprint, caffeine would probably be more beneficial than beetroot juice. But then maybe someone like Maarten probably get more benefit from beetroot over caffeine because longer exercise, better oxygen consumption. It probably works in his favour. Depending on what you're doing, you could be anywhere in between. Like I'm sure you get a good effect from caffeine as well. Because you're racing stuff from like 50 to 200, aren't you? So you're racing a decent range.
I'm a bit of like everywhere and nowhere kind of thing. My best race is the 100 at the moment. 50, it doesn't have enough power to actually like be anywhere good. It's decent, but it's not good. But kind of like the same what Maarten says is that after 50, I finished. I'm kind of like, was this it? The speed and the stroke rate is just a little too high for me that I can't like get my energy, like I can't lose my energy in the 50. And then the 200, it's getting a lot harder to pace it. So I had a decent 147, but still working on it. Still got a lot of work to be done.
That's what we like. Always moving forwards. Your 100 was sick last year though. Did you like 48.5?
Yeah, 48.53.
My memory serves me well. That's pretty monstrous though. That's
good job.
More in the future?
I hope so. Best would be to get down to 47, but first got to start training.
Yeah, I know. No. It'll happen when it happens.
Exactly. We're on the road to it. Slowly but surely get back to the pool and get down to that 47.
So, completely switching off topics. I know you boys are big into your gaming, Nintendo Switches, PlayStations, I think. So, what games are you playing at the moment?
Fortnite.
I've never got into Fortnite. I've just never.
No.
No?
Don't do it.
Dude, addicted.
I wouldn't say it's a game. It's, more of a lifestyle.
Oh my God.
Fort Life.
That's the
It's actually pretty funny because we started playing it like 2 or 3, like we played it when it was like in 2017. And then we played it in like phases, and we actually started again 2 months ago. And now during this time, it really serves you well because like it's one of my only ways to really communicate. Like it's not one of my only ways, of course, but it's the way I communicate with my friends the most. So it's pretty nice to do. Yeah, like go on this adventure together.
Yeah. But it was definitely physical. I think the last time we played was then just before we came to Oman last year. What was that? Yeah, in 2019. And then did play the whole of 2019 up until like December. And then slowly got back into it. And now we've had so much free time. It's become a lifestyle.
But I never play alone. I only play together with you guys. Like I don't like playing it alone.
I like playing alone.
So always first get a WhatsApp in the group app, kind of like, is anybody online? And then everybody's online.
Yeah, I like that. That's like, to be fair, because we have to use VPNs to talk back to our family. Like for me to call my family or friends in the UK, I have to use a VPN. So the connection's always terrible. So what I do is I play PUBG on my phone with my dad and my best mates, and we all squad up and play that. But I enjoy that. But Fortnite was too much for me. I've only played it on the Switch, and I think it's terrible on the Switch. So
Okay.
maybe that's made my experience a little worse.
Do you have a PlayStation or Xbox?
No, but all my mates in the UK are playing the new Call of Duty Warzone, like Battle Royale.
Yeah, I got that one as well. But I don't know. It's really hard to switch from Fortnite to that one because in Fortnite you can like build and stuff and destroy walls, and then in Call of Duty you can't. So it's really hard, and then I just fall back to Fortnite, I guess.
What about you, Jesse? What are you playing?
Right now, I like more single player games like God of War, Red Dead Redemption, Horizon Zero Dawn on the PlayStation, or Zelda on the Switch. And if I play multiplayer, I'm more a Call of Duty guy or Overwatch guy. Not a big fan of the Fortnite craze myself.
And Pokemon
So-
Go.
You
Oh
still
yeah,
play- are
and
you,
Pokemon Go if the weather is nice.
you both still play Pokemon Go?
A little
I'm
bit, yeah.
playing, but not as seriously.
I rate that. I played for like a month.
At one point, Kyle was more dedicated to Pokemon Go than swimming, I guess.
It's a lifestyle. Gotta catch.
Level 40 with 2 accounts, right?
Nah, not yet. Phone broke. Second phone broke.
My account is my dad's second account. I'm not sure if it's level 40 yet. But my dad's been like, my dad's absolutely killing it. He's got all the regional exclusive ones. And all right, guys. I think we'll call it a day there. Thanks ever so much for coming on. I never actually introduced who we've got on the chat, so I'll say who. Did I say who we've got? I can't even remember if I said who we've got. We've got Carl Stolk, we've got Jesse Putz, and we've got Maarten. I'm not going to say your surname. Go on, you can tell us your surname. I'm not going to.
Maarten Brzoskowski.
Brzoskowski.
That's the Polish way to say it. But my parents taught me to say it like Maarten Brzoskowski, which is completely wrong because it's a Polish name. And I only found out once I did a competition in Poland that they taught me wrong all my life, but it's our name.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and say it, but interesting nonetheless. So yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. I hope everyone who watched enjoyed this little chat about some swimming and some unswimming related topics. And yeah, these guys will be swimming fast as soon as we get back in the water. I can promise you that.
Go for it.
And also, Carl, for anyone else watching, Carl has his own YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. Do you still play with that? Oh.
That's kind of like over. That's been over for a while.
Oh. Well, Carl did have a YouTube channel, but
It's still
The videos
there.
are still there. Yeah.
if you want some great Dutch content, well, you can check out his backlog of videos.
Go for it.